Now I have the money to move.
It's my life, it's my right. I'ma do it how I want to. It's my life, it's my right. Simply Shayla.
Channel, guys, thank y'all for all the love that you've already showed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting me and just taking these few moments to just hear a piece of my life. And I'm going to tell you about my faith move. So back in November of 2022, God told me to move with nowhere to go.
Nothing makes sense in my life to tell me to, one, to be looking for apartments, but then also to be looking for luxury apartments. Because how? I don't know.
He didn't say, oh, you're going to this apartment, you're going to this state, whatever. He just told me to pack my stuff. He told me to become a guest in my best friend's home. And I'm like, God, again, I didn't listen to him until April of 2020.
It's just, he told me to pack. And I've started packing at this point and just gathering my stuff. So I'm like, you know, kind of going through the little things, but then God, he actually told me to get so packed that I'm a guest in my best friend's house again. So
how I become a guest in this man's home and I live here? Like, I got things here, there's stuff here. And he just told me to pack. So I started moving really slowly, and by July 31st of this year, God made a way for me to have an apartment.
It's really surreal. It's crazy for me because honestly, I didn't think it was possible, if I'm being honest with you. The way my life has been set up, especially financially and stuff, I just didn't think it was gonna be possible for me anytime soon, at least. Like, I just spent my very first night in my apartment. That's all I got. Like, I have great friends. Everybody came and helped me move. Like, I'm so appreciative. Like, I slept in my apartment, in my bed, in my apartment last night by myself. God is good. He truly is amazing. And I refuse to let anyone stress me out about that.
So when God gave me the apartment, I'm like, yes, turn up time. Like, I get to have whoever I want over. I get to entertain, do all the things, be a grown person, you know, because when you're living in someone's house, even though I had no rules when it came to living with my best friend, he knows his bestie and all the things, but at the end of the day, you still want to respect people's homes and the space that they give you to be in. So when I got my own space, I'm like, yes, I can do all the things, okay? And God was like, nobody is allowed to be in your space until you have order. And I'm like, God, what do you mean? Like, I just moved in. There's boxes everywhere. There's things piled up. I am literally almost overwhelmed thinking about it. Like, I'm like, God, this is the time that I need help. I need someone to help sort through these things. And God was like, no. He said, because if you allow somebody into your space, if you allow them to choose where they want to put things, then that's where they will choose. It will be according to what they want. And by then, it's like you start to reflect them and you start to live like them, just off of simple things of them putting things in places that didn't necessarily have a home, but now they have a home according to someone who doesn't even own it. So I was like, okay, cool. I accepted. I started living, doing the thing. And I remember feeling like, because I got most of it done. I was like, you know, it's like 2 or 3 boxes here and there. Nothing crazy. Like, I can still see the floors. You know, I can walk around. I know if I want to find my toothbrush, if I want to find this seasoning, if I want to find whatever, I know exactly where it's at. So I'm like, there's enough order here. So I remember feeling my life unfolding. I was dating and just feeling like, I don't know, like rejection and all these things. And I was just like, why am I feeling like that? And I remember there was a box in the middle of my floor. And God said, just because you can see it doesn't mean that you know what's inside of it. And so just because you can see the box, quote unquote, or the problem, if you don't, quote unquote, empty it or deal with it, then you can't see what's, quote unquote, tucked away neatly or hidden in your heart. And I was like, so I started to remove stuff so I could see what I got, see what issues that I actually need to tackle, which it in turn started showing me the traumas and things that I still needed to deal with in order for me to be a healthy person, not just a good believer. Another thing that God reminded me in this time was just
because someone wants access to you does not mean that you have to give it.
Because when you have your own space, you always feel like you have to let somebody come into your space, and you have to allow them, you have to be there for them. And to now have the rule by God that nobody can come, it made me more conscious and able to listen and figure out and choose who I actually wanted to allow in my space, because now I've put everything where it belongs. Now I've opened all the boxes, I've dealt with all the things, I've done the work. So now whenever someone comes in here, it's because I chose for you to be there, not because just because you think you're supposed to be able to, because you hold this position in my life or whatever the case. It's because I get to choose it. And it even broke down to something even a little deeper. Like I told you guys in one of my past videos, when I was 5 years old, I was raped, and how that translated with me was I felt like just because someone was in my space or in my bed, that meant that I was required to have sex with them, because it meant I needed to fuck you before you fucked me. Excuse my language, but that's where I was at, because I didn't want to feel that anymore, someone taking advantage of who I was. So I felt like I had to perform. And going through this, God was like, no, you don't have to do anything that you don't choose to do. You don't have to perform. You don't have to make yourself available for people or all those things. So just what I encourage y'all to do for real is to really just protect yourself. Make sure that you're paying attention to the quality of people that you are associating yourself with. Don't allow everybody to put their name on you. Don't allow everybody to attach themselves to you or whatever the case, or make you feel like you got to be something that you're not. You're worth more. You're beautiful and wonderfully made. All those good things. So overall, the move was not just about moving into a place. The move was bigger than that. It was about me. The home represents me. What I do know about myself too is that when my space is dirty, like my physical house is dirty, it also means that there's something going on with me in my head, and I have to figure out what that thing is. So literally, my home is a representation of me. So if you ever walk through those doors and there's some things out of place, figure out what's going on. There's an issue somewhere, and I think that is translated with a lot of people who don't realize it. But for sure, that means check yourself. It means, oh, you got some things piled up in a closet. Figure out, move those things out of that closet. You got some things piled up in your room, a whole bunch of a pile of clothes on that chair. All those things piled up. There's a reason why it's just being tucked away. You're not dealing with something. Until